let's get her. Getty. Oh, God. Off to a great start. Let's get ready for this awkwardness. Um, I hope this looks okay. I took some pictures. The pictures look cool. And, yeah, hopefully no one's totally wigged out about, me shooting a YouTube video and looking like a total dweeb. So, don't pull in here. Leave me alone. Anyway, got the get up on. I'm gonna go over the 12.5 that I built, and I just remembered. I probably don't remember all of the specifications of the rifle. It is a home built. Home built. I put the pieces together, and we'll go over it. Start as per usual, going over the basic kit. We have. Oh man, this is great. I don't remember anything right now. Forgot what shoes these are, but they're comfortable. I know that. They're brown leather, water resistant. I'm gonna remember. Are they Solomon's? No, they're not Solomon's. They're something. They're really comfy. I know that, with elastic laces. Got some merino wool socks on. Have Pentagon 1 Greek lizard pants with the built-in knee pad holders, the long ones, which I really like. Up from there, I believe we're wearing the AKG's a shirt under this, or a Hanes. No, we're wearing a Hanes long sleeve. Walmart wool Sherpa. It's a few years old. And then we have hard hat veterans 3A 3 plus helmet on. Pattern 84 2.0 from Commando Store that I'll also be doing a first impressions on pretty soon. What else are we wearing? Some form of Walmart watch that doesn't have a light built into it because I'm a genius. And on top of that, the helmet, we got a Rhodesian brushstroke helmet cover, Rhodesian brushstroke ghillie, random IR patches because cool guy. And a PVS 14. I forget. I think it's a Harris. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not remembering a lot, but I wanted to go over the 12.5 build that I have. That it is now in its quote-unquote fighting form. Where to start, really? We should probably start with the lower. It's an Aero lower. They're great lowers, obviously. Not my first choice, because I do prefer the mil-spec lowers because they have the trigger guard you could change out. But, that being said, it's obviously enlarged a little bit for, when you're wearing gloves. We have the Kung Fu grip on that. We have, I believe it's from ATC Gold set trigger. It's 3.5 pounds, single stage, super nice trigger. I did have a Geisley SSAE or SSA in here, but I changed it out for this because I got this on a trade to try it out, and I ended up liking this a little bit better. A little bit better. It's the reset is much shorter, even though it's super short on the Geisley. Much shorter, made for just popping out those rounds. Super nice. We have HRF Concepts polymer. I believe it's like a 3D printed magwell for those faster reloads. Please don't pull down here. I'm just gonna feel awkward. You're gonna feel awkward. Let's see here. Regular bolt release, mil-spec bolt release, and mag release. I do have a arm spec or Arma spec 45 degree throw safety. I run it on the Bren. I had it on another AR. I really like it. It's the ambidextrous as well. So, if you're doing those, you're getting ready because you're doing that sharpshooter shit, you can do that. It's pretty fun. I like it. It makes my initial shots pretty quick because of the light trigger and the short throw safety. Super nice to shoot. Up from there, I believe is H&R A2 upper. I bought it. It came with the Forward Assist, the sight installed, which was super nice, and also the dust cover. From that, I'm running a Daniel Defense ambient charging handle right now. Eventually, I will be upgrading to the Radiant charging handle. I believe it's the Radiant Raptor, which is supposed to help block the gas. The Daniel Defense actually does pretty good. We'll get to gassing with this gun in a little bit. But it does pretty good. I do want to run the Radiant on my 20-inch build first. It is obviously a little bit more of an expensive charging handle, so I want to run it on the 20-inch first, which is more my dedicated go-to-war gun. This is a go-to-war gun, however, in my opinion. Maybe change that trigger back to a Geisley. Sorry, the Wendagos were just running by or something. But that being said, that's probably one of the things I will be changing on this gun in the next couple of months here, is going to the Radiant charging handle. Up from there, we have a primary arms, I believe it's the SLX or GLX 5X micro prism. It does have the 5.56, I believe it's called Aurora BDC in it, with the little Christmas tree. Super nice. It is, the zeros are set for 14.5. That being said, out to 300, which is the furthest I've taken this gun so far, it is pretty spot on. The 300 I am holding a little higher than you probably would, but for being 2 inches shorter, it's not that far off. At the 100 it's on, the 150, the 200, it's spot on. It's super nice, super easy gun to shoot. Moving back from there, just carbine, standard carbine buffer 2, H2 buffer weight in there, standard carbine spring, SBA 3, I almost said it, you heard it, brace. Thank you very much, ATF, because this is a pistol. I forget who makes these, to be honest with you, but just a sling retention. I have a custom sling from Etsy. It's got kind of like, probably can't see it in this video, like a Mexican blanket style with multicam black, because we were all cool once with multicam black. Moving forward, we have, bolt carrier group. Sorry, I almost completely forgot. One of the more awesome components and important ones for this build. I also just forgot, I'm running Howard lights on some Amazon knockoff mounts. They rock. No more to say about that. Back to the bolt carrier group. Sorry, wow, it's pretty out. ADHD break. I'm running the KK. Wow, there's a name for it. Bolt carrier group that has the downward. It pushes the gas downward. If my brain could work, pushes the gas downward. Super awesome bolt carrier group. I ran it in the 20-inch first. I ran it in this one, and I'm actually really happy I did. Especially, again, we're going to get to the gassing of this gun. Now, moving forward, we're also running a KAK barrel. This is one of their chrome-lined, I believe it's hammer forged, 12.5 barrels that is carbine length, not mid-length, it is carbine length. And the reason I did that is because of the handguard. This is a Midwest Industries handguard that is specifically made for rifles with the A2 front sight post. And I'll get into why I chose the carry handle front sight post optic setup that I did in a second here, because it does look on the funky side. And then it is length for the handguard is 12.67 on a 12.5 barrel. I had to run 2 crush washers for my muzzle device to make sure the can does not hit. The Wendagos are going crazy tonight. Maybe it's Sasquatch. That being said, this is not my can. I am waiting on my can. It is currently in ATF jail. Hopefully in the next week or two I get an approval. That being said, it is a blast cage from STD Tactical. And then under that, we are running a tri-lug from STD Tactical that has their thread pitch. I went with them because I have talked to a couple people who ran their cans and are super, super happy with them. And for 550 bucks plus the tax stamp, you can't beat it for the performance they say that you're getting out of it. So we'll see if I wasted a bunch of money on tri-lugs from them. We'll figure that out at some point in the next week or two. And then sitting at the front is the Defense Distributors Edition GL4 Pro. I believe this was like their top tier. They have like 3 or 4 different ones you could choose from. Typical me went with a top tier because why not? I do believe they also make an IR only version. That might be the only difference between pretty much this and that one. The other ones, I believe some of the knobs and such are different. Right now, it is a little on the dead side. I don't even know if you could see it lighting up. I was running, again, typical Timmy fashion, I forgot some stuff. I was running the battery in my PVS 14, trying to find the Northern Lights. Oh, that's why we're out here, by the way. But trying to find the Northern Lights, unfortunately, it is a bit cloudy, so we will not be seeing them anytime tonight. But that being said, I haven't rocked the PVS 14 in a long time. New helmet, so I figured might as well just kind of just get it comfortable, get it where it needs to sit, and go from, try to find the Northern Lights, which we did not find. So, again, this is a basic overview of what we're doing here. I will be doing a first impressions and some reviews on the GL4 Pro because it's one of the newer budget Chinese options to the market. I do have a couple Somo gears that have been fantastic. So far, the visible, laser, and light have been good. I want to say 50 to 75 rounds with the Viz laser a couple weekends ago. Seems to be holding zero perfectly fine. I want to say overall I got about 300 rounds on the gun with it on there. I want to say I'm still on a 500 round count on the gun overall. This is, again, a very, very fresh build. We're going to take this off. I've been wearing this for like an hour now, just trying to find stars in the moon. So we're going to take this puppy off because we don't need that. Wow, that feels so much better. I probably look like a normal human being right now. Kidding. So let's go over why it's set up the way it is set up. So I do have the 20-inch build. I believe I have hinted towards it. I don't think I've shown it on YouTube at all. But I've posted it on my Instagram. I've done plenty of shooting with it. I am nearing the 1,000 round. I want to say it's between 750 and 1,000 rounds that I have on it, between zeroing it, running some drills, and going through the different changes I wanted on the 20-inch build, which we'll talk about in that video. Let's not get sidetracked here. So that being said, I have the 20-inch build, which is obviously you have a 20-inch barrel. Plus, when you put the can on that, it's going to be just the barrel section alone will be about 30 inches with the can. So I wanted something that was quite the opposite. That is my, we'll call it do-all, general purpose, kind of a stretch past what a lot of guys are referring to as IARs. And again, we'll get to that in the video on the 20-inch. So it's a heavy gun. It is a long gun, and it is cumbersome to say the least. It's got all the magnification that I'm going to need from it, and it's got it is maneuverable. It's not, a juggernaut, but it is not vehicle maneuverable that well. I have run vehicle drills where me and the buddies are getting out of the vehicle, shooting from the vehicle with it. It's doable, 100%. I'm not saying it is not. But I wanted something that was more maneuverable for CQB, again, for the great LARP in Minecraft, and more vehicle maneuverable. So here we have the 12.5, and retro rifles have kind of been this fad that's come through, and it's definitely stuck around. And it's not that I'm not a fan of retro rifles. It's just I do prefer the modern offerings that you can have for firearms and the such. However, that being said, there is a place for carry handles and fixed iron sights. So the quick dive into that, because I am no expert, I am no genius into this, and I have not discovered anything new that hasn't been used before, that isn't being done by somebody else. So I was trying to sit down and figure out. I do prefer a flat top. I like flip up iron sights, but that being said, again, we have to go back into the overview. The front sight post is also an adjustable gas block as well, which I had to trim the handguard for. Again, ADHD brake, yay! I've had no issues with it coming loose or anything like that. Anyway, so again, there is a place for fixed iron sights in a what we'll call a combat rifle, or pistol in this case. Thank you, ATF. That is, we'll say, undeniable because of just the plain reliability of it and the simplicity of it. Um, but being that I live in the Midwest, even though I do live in the hills, um, you do still want magnification. So I could go, fixed front side post, flip up rear, have a dot with a flip over. I could do X, Y, or Z. I could obviously go to a fixed prism with a flat rail and then do flip ups. The problem I see with that, with the fixed magnification, other than obviously you have your flip over for red dots, is that the flip up irons and fixed magnification do not play well. So then okay, do I run a QD mount? You do have the possibility, even though I personally haven't had any issues with QD mounts so far that I've run. But I also spend the money on proper mounts that have been tested, that actually have the quality control into them. But I wanted something that would just be foolproof for aiming. Carry handle A2 front sight post. Now, again, that's why I went back to, adjustable gas block here. Is the flip side, I knew I would be suppressing this gun. Running a 12.5 5.56 would be ungodly flamethrower with the trilug, or not the trilug, I'm sorry. I've probably said trilug like 10 times already. With the three prong flash hider, it tames it very, very well. That being said, it's still a 12.5 shooting 5.56. So I knew I wanted to suppress it at some point, and so luckily they do make an adjustable gas block A2 front sight post. And so far it has not come loose in the 500-ish rounds that I've put on it, and it is held zero as well. Traditional blade in the front as well, so it's pretty cool. It's the standard A2 height, all that good stuff. The flip side, like I mentioned, I did have to modify the front handguard. I would say considerably. At first, I thought it would almost be too flimsy with the amount of dremeling I had to do. Luckily, however, with the top rail and bottom rail secured to each other, it actually ended up being very, very secure. So I can't complain with that at all. Um, Again, time will tell, getting more rounds on it, stuff like that. But so far, again, it seems to have not affected holding zero. There's a car that's up. They're probably looking at me just filming myself. This is wonderful. Um, so that has been fantastic. And what's really nice about the aiming of this is I pretty much have a chin weld when it comes to aiming through the magnified optic. But where I have the shoulder placement, the length of pull is shorter than what you would typically want, but where I have the shoulder placement for the length of pull, where I have the chin weld and I can drop down to the cheek and I am right on the irons, pretty much dead on, and then I could pick back up to the chin weld, and then we are aiming through the optic itself. So it makes for a very awesome combo. I wasn't quite sure. Anyway, just waiting for freaking people to stop staring at me, apparently. Um, anyway, like I was saying, although let's be fair, I am the weirdo that's out here at night filming myself with a giant light on me with a gun. You can open carry in the national parks, but still, I'm the weirdo. Let's be honest here. Again, though, I wasn't sure how this combo would work out. I did debate going to the 3X. I've run the 3X from primary arms before, but I did want that higher magnification because, again, I do live in the Midwest. Even though I do live in the hills, you can easily reach out 300 yards pretty much anywhere in the hills that you are. It's not that dense. Sorry, I gotta like hiccup and I want to fight it. It's not that dense wooded in most areas, and also you do have those distances between the hills, lots of open meadows. So I wanted to still be able to reach out to that, we'll say 350 to 400 with this gun. I mean, you can push past that. You obviously can push past that with a 12.5. There's plenty of guys who have, hit steel, 750, 800 on a 12.5. But when you want to talk about the effectiveness of that round, especially we're running 62 grains through this, which is pretty much that is what I'm running through all my 5.56 guns, the two 5.56 guns. Really, that 400, you're pushing it at that 400. You can still get effective hits at 5 and plus. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you can't. But I wanted something that I could still reliably and comfortably shoot to that 3 to 400 range and well within, which is pretty much the opposite of my 20-inch build. So I just had a total brain fart. So yeah, I was very happy that this optic setup really worked out the way I was hoping it would, and in some cases a little bit better, because of the 5.56 reticle not being that far off for being a 12.5 compared to a 14.5, which is what they have the BDC set to. I was very, very happy with it. And overall, I'm very happy with the gun. It is awesome. But now let's get down to the gassing side. Being it is a 12.5 with a carbine length gas system. Is it carbine length or mid length? I can't use my phone to look that up. I'm going to keep saying carbine length, and if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I believe it's the carbine length gas system. Carbine length or mid length? It's carbine length because that's the shorter one. Yeah. I know what I'm talking about. Don't worry. With the carbine length gas system, in being a 12.5, it is still gassy, and that's why I do want to run the Radian charging handle that will help divert some of that gas both in the upper and also have that shield. The Danny Defense has the shield, but it doesn't have the diverters on the inside to help bleed off that gas before it gets to the back of the charging handle. With the KAK or CAC bolt carrier group, it does do a good job of venting it down. I haven't seen it foul up my mags any more than usual, but this still is a gassy gun even without a can on it. There is a little more tuning I could do into it, and I pretty much set it where it runs on the perfect ejection pattern and reliability before I got the can. Once I get the can, I'm going to have to take the handguard back off, and then go and readjust the gas itself. For running the can, but then also running it without the can so that it will be reliable in both cases. And then I will worry more about that little minute fine tuning to get some of that gas out of the face. It's not bad at all. I have a 10.5 that also has an adjustable gas block on it, but I was running a just standard mil-spec BCG on, and that gun was gassy for sure. Like your typical what you expect out of a short barrel 5.56 AR. But this is way better. It's still, you get gas. I'm not going to say you don't, being a shorter barrel, but it is far better than just running a standard BCG, and obviously far better than just running a non-adjustable gas block. So my only complaint, I guess, is that it is gassier than I would like, but comparing that to my 20-inch that has a rifle length gas system on it with the same BCG from KAK, and that one, I forget, I believe that one I'm running the sledgehammer. No, I sold the sledgehammer. I forget. I'm running another ambi charging handle that also has the gas shield, and I forget who makes that one. I picked up, it was like 120, 130 bucks shipped. And it's pretty good, but again, I really do want to go to the Raptor Radiant because it does have those ports to bleed off before that. Um, and that pretty much just covers it for the gun. It's an awesome little setup. Um, and I really, there's nothing that I can see myself changing on this other than to a stock. If I ever wanted to register it, I think going to an actual stock obviously would make it just that much better. But the SBA 3 is pretty good. I'm gonna get the split fix for it at some point. Oh, Kung Fu grip. That's also my favorite grip. If you couldn't tell at this point, this is now the second gun I am showing it on YouTube. I have it on my 20-inch. I have it on the Bren 2. Um, in my humble opinion, again, everyone has their own preference. In my opinion, for what I like, awesome grip. Um, so, that being said, this is it. Obviously, I'll be doing some updates when the can actually gets released from ATF jail. And then hopefully I will soon. I'm not going to do it tonight because it is my bedtime in about 30 minutes, and I still have to drive home 30 minutes, and I still haven't seen Northern Lights. So, that being said, um, the stars came out. I don't think we're seeing Northern Lights anymore, though, because the clouds are gone. So, whoopee. Um, that being said, I'm going to wrap it up. This thing is kind of my new hotness. I don't like it better than the Bren. The Bren is my main squeeze. But this is my new hotness. It is my, I guess you say, modern take on a retro build. You know, if Black Hawk Down happened in 2024, this is what they were running in my mind. But this is the way it goes. So I will have some shooting content coming out on this pretty soon. I want to get a little higher in the round count on it. I'm very comfortable on it, but to get a much better feel for how the gun is as a gun, so that I can give a little more, I don't know what the word is for, a little more, I don't know, just a little more deep dive on how it is as a gun, as a pistol or rifle. Thanks, ATF. Should be in this what we'll call category of being just more maneuverable, CQB-esque. Um, yeah, so that's it. I'm just kind of rambling here, and I don't think I'm missing anything else at this point. So yeah, I'm gonna end it off there. Remember to get out and do things. If you have something that you can the uh, add to the video in a positive way, because you are doing it better, or you're actually out doing it, do that. Get outside, touch grass. When you hear there's going to be northern lights, go chase them, even if they're not there. And that's something, you know what? That's something you could take into life. Is if there's something great out there for you, go chase it. Even if you can't find it, even if something is blocking that and it's no longer there, even though you were there ready for it, like I was for the Northern Lights tonight. Just go out, chase it in life. It's good. Too many people are getting hung up on politics, which is obviously neither here nor there for me as far as I'm concerned right now. And just the way things are going, the economy, does suck right now. It's sucked for a long time. But just get out, chase things in life, and you know, enjoy what God has gifted us with. There's a lot out there that if you just get outside. I'm sorry, now the stars are out. I keep looking at the stars. There's a lot to get out and enjoy and just see. And even though things are expensive, you can just walk, get out and walk. And even if it means you got to drive 10, 20, 30 minutes, to get away from society, just take the drive. It's worth it. Just do it. Get outside, get away from people. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much all I have to add. I'm going to wrap this up now. I normally would share a view with you, but instead you can Google Bear Butte Lake, because that's where I am right now. You can't see it, but it is, I don't know, 35 yards in that direction is the shoreline. It's a dry year this year. Normally the shoreline's about 5 yards, but here we are. Oh, and also, I will be showing a little more of my vehicles on the channel. Obviously, I'm going to keep it more gun-oriented, but this is Betty. It's my 87 GMC Vandura, as you can see there. It's got a 6.2 Detroit from the factory, 3-speed auto, and 410 gears, so it goes about 55 miles an hour. But I love it. It's kind of been, I guess you could say, a project of love for right now. We're going to be doing some upgrades in the next coming months on it, which I will have some stuff on. Again, I'm going to keep the channel more gun oriented, but I will be going over the stuff that I do to it. Especially this is going to be my camping, tow, hunting rig for the Jeep in the coming years. So it's pretty cool. And then obviously I think the next video I'll be posting the Jeep, because I'll get up in the hills and hopefully do the video on the 20-inch. But I definitely want to do an overview of the Pattern 84, the GL4 Pro coming up here. So I'm going to try to crank out a few more videos this year, just to kind of get it done. It's fun doing this. I get like 4 views, but it's kind of fun. It's nice to just talk about what you do. You know, that's another thing. Just talk about what you do with people, and kind of just share what you do, video or just with people. So yeah, this is the van. She's a big old gal, but I'm gonna sign off. That's my view for the day, and hopefully this video turns out kind of okay. I'm gonna just start looking at stars here.